Hello, everyone, and welcome to another talk here. It's December 9, 2022, and gonna review a little bit of what we worked on this past week. So we worked a bit on the everything happens to me tune, and so we spent a good amount of time doing that, and got a couple other tunes here. Ladybird, we didn't play around with it a lot, maybe just a little bit. So maybe we'll start by playing a little bit on that one, and take it from there, and we'll kind of review some of the concepts and things that we went over today, or this past week, rather. All right, so we'll begin with let's begin with Ladybird to start us off, and we'll take it from there. All right, so that's Ladybird. It's a little bit faster than I had anticipated playing it, but anyway, Ladybird. That's a nice tune. Maybe we'll just kind of go over that one a little bit. Maybe not so much of a review, but kind of go over maybe some of the basic changes and stuff for that one. See if I can get things aligned here a little bit better. And get going. We'll go over some of the chords here. I think we may have talked about this one a little bit, maybe in the previous week. All right, so we have C, key of C here. We have a 2/5 and the key of 3 flats, right? So we have key of no flats, no sharps, and then the key of 3 flats. Okay, and then we go back to the 1. and then we get a 2-5 in the key of 4 flats. And this time we actually go to the tonic in that key center. So the A flat there for a moment. And then we get to A minor. So we have a 2-5 in the key of 1 sharp. And then a 2-5 in the key of no sharps, no flats. Here there are a couple different changes. You might go C to E flat major, to A flat to G7, or A flat to the D flat 7, or you might go to from C major to E flat dominant to the A flat to the D flat. And so so you might think it, let's say in terms of a C chord, and then G7, and then back to C. So that's kind of like a 1, 5, 1, and then you might think of it having like sort of an embedded progression in there. Let's go with the E flat dominant 7 variation embedded in between the 1 and the 5, right? So we go say 1, and then we have this embedded 5, 1 and A flat, and then 5 chord. And that's a technique that you can use for a different tunes. So of course this one's kind of written into the progression, but if another tune that we were looking at this week was All the Things You Are, right? So and this is something called superimposition. So you take or superimposing chord changes. So let's say we have that 2, 5, 1 when it goes to C there for that moment. So you might step out of it a little bit, kind of same thing. So you might play D minor, E flat 7, A flat major 7, and then G, and then go to the C. So that's superimposing some chord changes, right? Okay, so that one is a pretty short form, so fairly manageable to play on, you might say. All right, so let's take a look here at maybe we'll take a look at the progression a little bit and dig in a little further for that particular tune. What I'd like to do also is work in a little bit of some things that other folks have played. Let's see if I have. I know Jerry Bergonzi talks about that tune in some of his books that we've been looking at, and I want to say there's another transcription that I've had that one in it, but anyway, let's take a look at the kind of progression itself. And there's another progression. I think it's a Miles Davis tune called Half Nelson, which is kind of based on this as well. It's just one little difference to it, I think, if I remember right. So, yeah, let's check this out a little bit. Look at the progression and talk about it a little bit. All right, so key of no flats, a no sharp. Wow, it is pretty fast. It's actually faster than I was taking it there a minute ago. So we can keep that in mind. And let's bring up the lead sheet. I believe this is out of Real Book, New Real Book 1, I think. So generally have pretty good changes in that book and everything. All right, well, let's check it out a little bit. So we have the C major 7, F minor. So this is another concept that we talked a little bit about, which is finding melody notes, right, for a given chord, right? So that F minor going to that B flat is the 11. Okay, and then you can look at this. What is that? That's an A flat major triad broken up. Okay, and then let's say B flat 7. So we could use a chord, get the 13 there. Okay, that's the melody note, right? So that's a concept that we talked about this week, was being able to play melody notes and using those. Okay, we go back to, you can see we have the G and the melody again. Okay, and then we have C. Now let's check out that. So even if we don't work this in as an arrangement, just having this awareness is important. So what is that? That's a D flat major triad, right? Okay. Now we go to E flat. We get a 13 on there. It's a great way to work on chord voicings. And then flat 13. Okay, and then we're going to the A flat major. Let's harmonize that one too. So we might play like the 4th finger here. Okay, and then that moves down chromatically. So on guitar, that's just one note at a time, or one fret at a time, rather. Bring down the neck. See if we get our MIDI neck here going. If it will cooperate. All right. All right, so again, on that A flat there. All right, and you can find different ways to harmonize that. This one's kind of, it's hard to stretch that 4th finger out this far, but, and then still get that note on the 1st string with the 1st fret, but you could also play your way up here in 10th position. Okay, and then A minor. Okay, so we have a B to harmonize here, right? And then kind of moving down by half step, right? D 7, 13, flat 13, 5. Okay. D minor. Here's a chord that I think we might have talked a little bit about. This kind of, And so another just kind of concept, general kind of thing, is to try different voicings. So this would be a second inversion of D minor, and that puts the E flat on top. Or you could play this big chord, 5th position. Okay, it's kind of cool too. So you have these first 3 strings and the 6th string. Those are kind of cool voicings, I find. So you have different string combinations for any given chord. Let's say this D minor, right? So you have a D minor root position on the middle 4 strings. And then we can play that on the top 4 strings. We can play that on the low 4 strings, right? And then we have other voicings like this one, which is our drop 3 kind of voicing, where we have strings 5, 4, 3, and 2. Okay. And I'm not even including inversions on this. And then here's root position again, and drop 3, but strings 5, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, and then we have this string combination of strings 6, 3, and 1. So it's pretty open, right? It's pretty kind of spread out, but it's really helpful for a lot of different types of chords there. Okay, the G7, so then we can ask ourselves, okay, what is the E? So that's the 13. How about the C sharp? Sharp 11, and then back to the 5. Okay, E flat 7, get the 9, get the root note, get the 13 on the A flat, okay, and then the G7 sharp 5, which is written into the chord symbol, and then the G7 flat 5 as well, which is not written into the chord symbol. Okay, so let's take it a little slower and play around a little bit on the tune, and see if we can think about these changes and everything. On here, so yeah, I bought a bunch of transcriptions of Chris Potter. I think he played on this one, if I remember right. And it's really cool. I have to see where I put that PDF. It's been a while since I've looked at that one. But anyway, let's play a little bit of a solo on this. I can get this lined up a little. Better here. So that the loop, I think, should work out. Or maybe I'll just play it as it is. Oops. All right, we'll play a little bit on it, a little slower this time. Let's go over some of the things we talked about. All right, everybody. Great. So let's take a look at some other tunes and some other concepts and things that we've been thinking about. Before we do that, let's go into a little bit of the chord of the week. So our chord of the day. Well, I still haven't named this series yet. It's Pilot Program, but do like a 10-minute video, at least on the weekdays. I haven't done one yet today because I had something came out this morning, but we had G 13 flat 9. Okay, pretty cool chord. Another one up here. So yeah, and then we talked about different inversions on that as well. So really kind of cool sounding chord. So I'm gonna try to come up with some at least once a week, maybe do a chord, and then another day I do it to a scale or something. So let's see. We do. We talked about this one too, which is kind of cool. So we get the flat 9, natural 13. These are kind of cool voicings. Okay. All right. So so that gives you the root, flat 7, flat 9, 3, and then 13. So kind of a cool voicings. You can do those with, adapt them for major 7s and all that. And actually, just sort of incidentally, I'm working on putting together a video for the Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which I realized I didn't do last year, which I meant to, but so I'm trying to kind of relearn that arrangement. And this is one of the chords in it, so sort of similarly voiced sort of chord. So you get a 9, natural 9, 13, major 7. So it's kind of cool. Decided to adapt it a little bit, this outro rather. Played that, and then this. This is written pretty similar to the other one too. But yeah, so I'm reworking that and kind of relearning it. And it's coming along, so I'm hoping that I can record it this weekend. It'd be cool if I could record it on Saturday, if possible. Just a lot of little details to get going on that. So I'm thinking today, I'm still planning to make the skill builder video. So it's gonna be like a 10-minute video series. And so I'm thinking of doing maybe a rhythm. We did talk a lot about rhythms yesterday. But anyway, the day before that, we worked on a scale. So we talked about Phrygian dominant. So maybe I'll even talk about another one. But we've done the octave shape. We played Phrygian dominant. So this is great for, really you can use it in any 5 chord pretty much. But it's really great in minor. So that would go to a nice F minor sort of sound. And it's actually one of the modes of the F harmonic minor. Now another one that kind of a little bit different, I'm just kind of going maybe on a slight tangent here, but another one more associated with this chord, the G13 flat 9, is similar but different. So let's say you have an octave shape and you have flat 9, but you play natural 13. So it's almost the same. and that comes out of C harmonic major. So that's kind of cool. So that's a nice scale that would kind of fit this as well. But you can also, I believe, I probably think about it for a minute, but fit that with octatonic scales too. Let's do the math on that. Yeah, so that would kind of fit as well. Octatonic kind of scale. And you could even turn this into a type of octatonic scale. I'm sure if they're really, I guess they would be technically considered in that family. So you do a little bit of like a bebop scale with that. That sounds pretty cool too. Those are really practical. As I've talked about before, it kind of lines you up with eighth notes and landing on chord tones on strong beats. So that's kind of helpful for that. All right, well, let's take a little bit of a playing break here. Let's work a little bit on the Spain tune. All right, so we'll talk about that one a little bit. Or I'll play a little bit on it. And so I think I may have fixed my audio issues. Did some research the other day. I'll probably talk about that on the exclusive updates. But I might take out the chords on this one. But I think I'll have to go listen back. I keep thinking that I fixed it, and then it ends up not fixed. But anyway, see how that goes. Okay, so it could just be something in the room, like something's kind of adjusting right now. So anyway, see how it goes. So let's do a little playing on Spain. I want to. I found a couple transcriptions on this, and so I want to just verify that those are accurate, and then maybe talk a little bit about them next time. Or next week. And really like to do something during the week as well, or weekend as well. But we'll see if I can kind of add that in here. So I'll take it a little bit up and just play with it a little bit. Okay, so a real fun tune to play on, and really great tune. So it's one tune that I've done really well with on the channel. That's been a pretty big tune to work on. So I'm just realizing that that crackling sound is probably not from the studio itself, because I've been muting the microphone during the playthroughs. So it's probably not that. But anyway, I've had these things going on Windows for a while. I thought I had resolved it, but I did some research and I found some good solutions here, which is pretty cool, and some pretty cool display on the computer performance. It's sort of like a task manager, but it's even more, has many more options, and the graphics are really pretty cool. It's called Process Lasso. So that's pretty awesome, and it's just it's allowed me to really dig into some things, and I was even able to lower the buffer size. So that's really pretty good. So anyhow, all right, let's get back to our tunes and stuff. So Spain, maybe we'll take a just kind of general look at that. The chord progression, everything. So the solos are over. Let's see these changes. And so yeah, I'm going to keep this very podcast friendly, but as a benefit to membership, we've got the video, which really is pretty maybe important, and beneficial. So I'm using these different camera angles and different software for guitar neck diagrams and stuff. So let's scan through. The nice thing about these tunes, and some of the tunes that may come out of like 70s, just kind of generalizing 70s sort of jazz and maybe rock in Latin, is kind of a little bit of a longer time to sit on a chord on some of the repertoire. So this is an example of that, where we have a G major for 4 measures, to really maybe explore that sound for a bit. Okay, and then that F sharp 7, again another 4 bars. So I was using quite a bit that Phrygian dominant that we talked about, because it has this, this tune is named Spain. It has that flavor to it. So I kind of associate that sound of the harmonic minor with that, all of that. So playing that scale and maybe adding a passing tone here and there kind of gives it that, I think, that flavor, which is pretty desirable. I think at one point I may have played a sharp 9 as well. All right, you can see here, once we get to here, we have we're in the key of 2 sharps. We have a 2, 5, Okay, so circle of fifths, and we talked a little bit about that. We went from E to A to D to G. Right? And so we can have a diatonic, meaning kind of within the key circle of fifths here. So go to C sharp 7. It's another 2 or 5 of 5, you might say. Then we get to the 5, and then we get relative minor, B minor. And then that goes to a dominant 7th chord. I'm going to check the live stream. Just check on any questions or comments here. So all right, so let's look at the other tune that we've been working on, which is Everything Happens to Me. Okay. So we'll start out by playing it. So we went over some rhythms on it, and or we went over some kind of specific rhythms that we might try to play on it the other day as kind of an exercise. So let's dig into that tune a little bit here. All right, so everything happens to me. All right, let's take a brief pause and see what's going on with this. This has done this to me before. Where it kind of goes back. So I'll try to get that fixed as quick as I can here. All right. Give you a really easy way to just kind of get back to the very beginning here. All right, let's see if this will work. Not sure exactly what happened because that was working the other day. Okay, let's see. Hopefully this will go. Okay, I think we're back in business here. Sorry about the delay there. Okay, this is a bit of a different style of tune, and that's kind of what we're trying to do here. On each, say each month is give ourselves a variety of styles. So we have more of a Latin type style with Spain, or a fusion sort of style, and then here with Everything Happens to Me, kind of standard. And then we have a shorter form, kind of tune with Lady Bird. So, all right, everybody. Well, it looks like we need to wrap up here for today, but thanks so much for checking this out. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next one.